and welcome to Royal Manchester Children's Hospital, one of the biggest hospitals of its kind in Europe. Coming up, will 15-year-old Abby finally be free from years of pain?
One day if I can just walk without crutches, even if it's just for 5 minutes or something, I'll just be grateful.
Doctors try to get to the bottom of Harry's worrying cough.
Oh, damn.
And has 3-year-old Marlon's bump to the head led to something more serious?
Look up here.
We're about to meet a teenage girl who's been living in pain for years, but now she's about to come to the end of a gruelling 6-month course of treatment that could leave her pain-free once and for all. "15-year-old Abby is being put through her paces by the physiotherapy team down in the hospital's state-of-the-art hydrotherapy pool.
Go, as fast as you can, well done!
She's been coming here every week for the past few months, following major surgery to reconstruct her hip.
That's really good. I'm always pleased with Abby's efforts. She works really hard, and today especially, it's been a great session.
Before her operation, Abby had been living with severe pain that had left her virtually unable to walk.
I didn't go out with my friends. I could hardly walk up and down, stairs in school. I could just get off the couch being in so much pain that I just collapsed back again. So I couldn't really do anything.
Great job, Abby. Well done. Done really well.
I just put it down to growing pains, but it dragged on and on. There was some days when she just couldn't walk at all.
Abby's family carry a gene that makes them susceptible to cancer. Her mum Sharon is battling the condition and feared the worst for Abby.
I've had 2 children that have had the cancer already, and I thought, oh no, not the 3rd time. This can't be happening.
But after numerous tests and investigations, doctors discovered Abby's pain was due to a hip disorder which had caused the top of her thigh bone to slip out of place.
I did feel relieved, but then I was still scared of, are they going to be able to fix it? What's going to happen in the future and stuff.
Abby was eventually referred to the Children's Hospital, where orthopaedic surgeon Mihalis Senios was able to offer the right course of treatment.
Abby has a condition that we call a slipped upper femoral epiphysis. This usually happens in adolescence, and it's a result of rapid growth. The head of the thigh bone should be lying on top of the neck of the thigh bone, but it's clearly displaced in Abby's case, which means that there is no stability for Abby to walk on, and it's extremely painful.
6 months ago, Abby had surgery to put her hip back into place. Mr. Zenius then attached a metal frame support above and below the joint to release pressure from the hip to allow it to heal. It's taken a lot of getting used to.
I've got 5 pins, and these 2 top ones are going right in my pelvis, and then these 3 down here are going right through my bone to the end. You can see I've had to cut all my pants and knickers to accommodate my frame.
But after 6 months of living with the frame, the time has come to see if it's ready to come off.
I'm scared. You're bound to be scared.
The main concern really is to get Abby sorted. So in a way that's helped me cope with my illness. We've both helped each other out.
It's down to Mr. Zenios to decide if it's the right time to remove the frame.
Okay, can I just bend your knee, bend your knee? That's pretty good.
Do you think it's done its job? Because I don't feel like it's strong enough yet to be taken out.
Well, I think we had it on for as long as we can. I don't want to leave it there for too long because you could get problems with infection or pain from the pin sides. I think it's time to remove it and take it from there, really.
Okay. I am nervous. I just don't want to go back to not being able to walk. I don't think I'll actually believe it till I see it, really, until I can get out of bed and put some proper knickers and pants on.
Abby will have an operation to remove the frame in a few days' time, but how well her hip has healed will only be known once the frame has come off.
Go.
Meet 8-year-old twins Harry and Thomas.
I'm Thomas. I'm Harry.
The twins were born with Down syndrome, a genetic condition caused by an extra chromosome. It means they have distinctive physical characteristics and a range of health issues. The boys are Mum Gillian's pride and joy.
I love Harry.
I'm so proud of them. Both very jolly, very happy. Everywhere we go, they're just loved by everybody that they meet.
But 9 months ago, the twins were hospitalised after a bout of pneumonia, and Harry's not slept properly ever since.
He coughs on and off during the day, and he coughs through the night, and he snores through the night, and he really doesn't get a good quality sleep, which I think is why he's quite a grumpy old man on a lot of occasions. Bless him. That's a big boy's bed, Harry.
Harry's been admitted into the hospital this evening to have his sleep patterns assessed. In the morning, he'll have an operation to investigate the cause of his cough and sleeping problems. The hospital is home to the only ear, nose and throat clinic for children with Down syndrome in the country. It's run by Patrick Sheehan, who will operate on Harry tomorrow. Mr. Sheehan has worked at the cutting edge of Down syndrome research since his own son was born with the condition 11 years ago.
The reward that you get from doing simple procedures that make a huge difference to these children, that just makes it all worthwhile.
High five, fantastic.
Children with Down syndrome have a slight anomaly of their immune system, so they certainly are more prone to getting the colds and flus that many of us would fight off easily enough.
Harry, let's just put this on. Says your name on it.
Oh, yeah.
Harry has a cough, and we need to find out why that cough is persisting.
Mr. Sheehan will examine Harry's airway in the morning under general anaesthetic. He suspects that his large tonsils could be the cause of his problems and may need to be removed.
Who snores the loudest?
The area at the back of the throat and at the back of the nose is smaller in children with Down syndrome, so even having slightly enlarged tonsils will crowd the area.
It'll come first thing in the morning.
I've made a card. I hope you will like it. Do, Harry. I love Thomas.
Despite facing an operation, Harry's very excited. But the prospect of his general anaesthetic is daunting for his mum.
Everything with children with Down syndrome, there's higher risks. I wish it was this time tomorrow when he's had his operation and he's come out of theatre. I'm just anxious about him actually going to sleep and coming out again.
But the extent of Harry's surgery tomorrow all depends on the results of his sleep study tonight. Once he's settled, a small clip is attached to his finger that will monitor his oxygen levels throughout the night. If they drop at any point, this may mean that his tonsils are obstructing his airways and disrupting his sleep. But whether they are the cause of Harry's problems will only be known when he wakes up in the morning. "15-year-old Abby's at the hospital today with her mum Sharon for an operation that could change her life. Following surgery to realign her hip 6 months ago, she's been living with a large metal frame screwed into her bones. The frame's been taking pressure off her hip, allowing it to heal. But the time has finally come for the frame to come off.
I just want to feel like a normal teenager again. One day if I can just walk without crutches, even if it's just for 5 minutes or something, I'll just be grateful.
Hi, how are you?
The frame will be removed today by orthopaedic surgeon Mihalis Zenios. The operation is relatively straightforward, but it's not without risks.
Taking the frame off is nerve-wracking. It's another operation. It's a small risk of a fracture, particularly from the thigh bone, because when you remove the screws, you leave a hole there, an area of weakness that can potentially fracture, particularly if she has a fall.
Okay.
It's an anxious time for Abby and her mum.
Is it just going to sleep? Everything.
As a mum, you want to be in her place. You don't want her to suffer. I think it's the uncertainty. Has it worked? But it will have worked, won't it? You've got to put your trust in somebody else in these situations. There's nothing you can do. It is out of my hands.
Let's give her this one.
See you later.
Now Abby's safely asleep, the operation to remove her frame can begin. If her hip has healed well, her months of pain could finally be over. After the break, we'll be finding out how Abby copes without her frame and seeing if Harry's sleep study throws any light on his persistent cough. Hello and welcome back to Royal Manchester Children's Hospital. For the past 6 months, 15-year-old Abby has had a metal frame screwed into the bones above and below her hip. Today, she's having it removed. The frame's been taking pressure off her hip bone, allowing it to heal after major surgery. It's orthopaedic surgeon Mihalis Zenius' job to remove the frame and see how well her hip has healed.
A big moment for Abby. I think it serves its purpose and it's time to come off.
If the frame's done its job, Abby could walk unaided and without pain for the first time in years.
I just want it to work for Abby.
Now, darling, here, please.
Mr. Zenios begins by removing the frame that holds all the pins in place. Now he must carefully unscrew the 5 pins from Abby's bones. Because holes will be left in the bone where the pins have been, the risk is that they could fracture at any point.
All the pins are out now.
With the pins safely out and Abby's bones intact, Mr. Zenios can now check the movement of her newly aligned hip.
I think that's reasonable compared to where we started. It's, I would say, about 70 degrees, and I'm hoping that it will improve with the physiotherapy. But that's fine. Overall, I'm quite happy with the range of movement she's got now. It's certainly better compared to where we started, and I'm hoping it's going to improve.
The operation's over in half an hour. Time for Abby to be reunited with her mum.
You okay? Yeah. You're not in a lot of pain? No. It's all over with now, isn't it? What's missing?
Definitely off. It's definitely off. Yeah.
I just feel normal again.
You feel normal. Oh, so relieved, so relieved.
I love you. I love you too. See you later, Abby.
It will take a few weeks before doctors know how well Abby's hip has healed and if she's on her way to a pain-free future. The hospital's A&E department treat over 100 head injuries every month. Their latest patient, 3-year-old Marlon, has gashed his head and is not his normal self.
Right, what's been happening today then?
He was playing football and he fell into a parked car.
Into a parked car? And how's he been since then?
He's really quiet.
Is he normally really quiet? Normally quite active?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Marine Jamil has been working in emergency medicine for 6 months.
When a parent tells me that their child is not their usual selves, that is quite a big concern because it may be a marker of some severe underlying injury that needs to be assessed further. So we need to really take this on board. Can I have a look at your hands first of all?
Before looking at the cut, Dr. Jamil tests Marlon's reflexes.
Good boy.
A bang to the head can affect the body's ability to see and move properly.
Look up here and down. That's good. Touch Mummy's hand. Good boy. Can you smile for me?
Give the lady a big smile.
Oh, you are very shy, aren't you? Oh, there we go. Saw a smile then.
Happily, the tests have established there's no serious head injury.
I'm just going to give yourself this leaflet on minor head injuries. Okay. If you have any concerns at all, bring them straight back in. Okay.
With the worst case scenario ruled out, staff can get on with treating the cut on Marlon's forehead. Luckily, it isn't too deep and staff nurse Danielle can close it with glue.
Yeah. Cover your nose so it doesn't stick. So that's closed, lovely. Well done, young man. Would you like some stickers?
Mum can now breathe a sigh of relief, and Marlon's proved he's a tough wee guy.
Thanks. See ya. Bye.
8-year-old Harry is waking up from his sleepover on Ward 76. He's had a persistent cough and disturbed sleep for months, and consultant ENT surgeon Patrick Sheehan will be operating today to find out why.
Hiya. Hello, little man.
Last night, a sleep study was carried out to see if his large tonsils were the cause of the problems, and Mr. Sheehan has the results.
Good news. I think we can suggest that he doesn't need his tonsils taken out. What I'm going to do is look down his windpipe to see why he's getting the cough. We're not going to do anything with his tonsils. Okay?
It's great news, but Harry will still need his airways investigated under general anaesthetic, which is a real worry for his mum Gillian.
Okay.
I just feel very anxious at the thought of him going under anaesthetic and going to sleep, and hopefully it just all goes well.
The time has come for Harry and his toys to go to theatre.
Want to jump up on here for me? Buzz Lightyear found out with.
Harry's given an anaesthetic gas via a mask.
A pig goes, meow. Can you open your eyes for me? Good night then, Harry. Do you want to give him a quick kiss for me? Okay. Time to go now, Mum.
Thank you, Mum.
Thanks very much.
Now Harry's asleep, Mr. Sheehan can begin the examination.
Okay. So we're looking at the trachea or windpipe, and it looks a little like there's a little diameter reduction there. And we're going to look for the movement of his vocal cords. And we should see those white structures moving out. And you can see that as he's breathing in, his vocal cords are starting to move. in an outward direction. I'm happy they're moving both sides. That's lovely. We don't worry about that. Excellent. Thank you, everybody.
The procedure's over in under an hour and Harry's safely back on the ward.
All went well? Okay.
Longest hour of my life.
So there was no evidence of a foreign body, you know, inhaling anything.
Good.
The airway structure looks normal, apart from that little bit of a narrowing at the lower end, but that's nothing to worry about. Absolutely, otherwise it is perfectly normal. So I'm happy with it.
Oh, good.
Okay, let's see if the cough persists. If it persists, then we can investigate him further. Go home later on today.
Oh, can I? Oh, good.
Are you going to give me a high five? I haven't cured him of his cough today, but I've certainly been able to reassure Mum that there is no major condition or problem in his airway, and I'm very hopeful that his cough will improve with time.
It's relief all round.
How are we feeling, Harry?
Better.
You feeling better?
Yeah.
Mummy's happy. Mummy's just happy that Harry's better and we're going home, and that you're fine.
Yeah.
Don't leave me.
Secret message in uncharted space. Let's go.
Harry will be back at the hospital in a few months for a checkup, but for now, he and his toys can head home to twin brother Thomas. Abby's working hard with the physiotherapy team 4 weeks after having surgery to remove her fixator, a large metal frame that had been allowing her hip to heal. Before her operation, Abby was in severe pain and could barely walk, but now she's determined to get her life back on track.
Abby's doing fantastically well. It's a very long process to relearn to walk again. With Abby, it's her drive and determination that gets her through.
But whether Abby will ever realise her dream and walk without crutches again all depends on the success of the operation.
I am a bit nervous today, just to see if it's done its job, if it's worked, if it's made my hip normal again. It's not just me it's affected, it's the whole family, so hopefully it will work out.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, yeah.
Orthopaedic surgeon Mihaela Zenios has the results of her latest x-ray.
How's your pain?
It's been loads better.
Alright.
Yeah, loads better.
I'm delighted that your pain is better. From what you can see, that's where the head has slipped before and is now healed.
So the fixator's done its job.
The fixator and the screw have allowed the hip to heal, and that's what we were hoping to achieve.
Okay.
The next stage, Abby, is for you to start walking without any crutches and carry on with your physiotherapy as you're doing at the moment. You have to remember that this has to be a gradual process.
Yeah.
She's definitely in less pain now. She's able to walk much better. Comparing the first day that I've seen Abby to now, I think this is a completely different person.
Just glad that it's done its job and my hip's strong and stayed together. So I believe now that I can walk without crutches.
Very, very proud. Can't you see the smile on my face? So proud the way she's coped.
With a bit more physiotherapy, doctors believe Abby will be able to walk without her crutches in the next couple of months. She can now start to get on with her life and look forward to a future without pain.
Well, that's great news for Abby, and all the very best of luck to her for the future. Join me next time for some more heartening stories from Children's Hospital.